Hi family, and welcome back to Afro-Rooted. I am your girl, Afro-Rooted sister. I hope you all have been well. Before we proceed, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Click the link below. So you guys, we're in for a little treat today. I know I mentioned in my previous video, on the Afro-Rooted channel, we're going to be diving into different topics: health, spirituality, getting back centered with Mama Africa. And a lot of people underestimate how strong and powerful the African body is. That's why for so many years they've tried to break us down and continuously feed us poison and taint our foods and give us a lot of medications that make us sick. And our life expectancy as a people has dwindled rapidly. So I want to share my experience with you guys. A couple years ago, I say about in 2015, I was dealing with a lot of feminine issues. And this is going to be maybe a little TMI, but hopefully this will bless somebody. So I was having endocrine issues with my endocrine system. For some reason, I don't know what happened, it's just continuously I was bleeding. So it wasn't a normal period. There's a scientific term for it, and I'm gonna drop it below. I can't think of it right now. So that's when you have a prolonged period, technically. Even though, in my opinion, it wasn't a period, it was just rather long. And the bleeding wasn't heavy or anything like that or painful. It's just, it was a continuous bleeding. And anytime there's continuous blood exiting the body, we already know that's a red flag. So I searched high and low, and this happened for months. I would always have to wear some sort of feminine pad because I would always bleed. So I was wondering, I was like, do I have fibroids? Like, what is it? I was freaking out. And at this time, I was more on the awakened side of knowing about natural remedies. However, in a time like this, I was still stuck between, shall I go to an allopathic doctor or shall I go to a naturopathic doctor? What am I supposed to do? But all I do know is this bleeding for such a long time isn't normal. So I found a naturopathic doctor through someone, through a friend of a friend. You know how this story goes. And he wasn't of the African bloodline. He was a Mugunzu, I believe that's how we pronounce it. He was a Caucasian, and at that time I wasn't thinking, okay, I need to see someone that is of African descent or an African. I was more so like, well, there's not a lot of naturopaths out there, and the area that I live in, I don't want to say it's predominantly white because it is a little mixed, but most of the doctors around here are predominantly white. So I was like, okay, well, he's a naturopathic doctor and he came highly recommended. I'm just gonna go. So the drive was about 30 minutes from my house. I went, and he was pushing some natural remedies, but overall, I wasn't pleased with the results. The best thing that came from him was me being able to get blood results so I can check my blood levels and vitamins and things like that. So he would prescribe natural medicine, but not natural medicine as how the Africans or African descendants know natural medicine to be, like the actual herb or bush or something of that sort. It was more so the compounds were a little bit of natural and a mix with a lot of preservatives and things like that. So it wasn't to the degree of like medicine, strong medicine. However, what he prescribed, I tried it and it didn't work. He did believe in Chinese medicine, but I feel like he ultimately didn't know what was going on. He didn't want to tell me that. He was just trying to be one of those doctors, well, it's like, I'm a doctor and I have to show that, you know, I got all these degrees and accolades and things like that, and I went to school and I've worked hard for what I have. Okay, no one's knocking you for that, but why not suggest, hey, you know, I'm not an endocrinologist, not an OBGYN. I suggest that you go to such and such and look into it for more of a deeper opinion and a deeper understanding of what's going on. So that didn't work. And I was still a little down about it. I was just like, geez, what am I supposed to do? So I said, you know what? I wanted to do this the natural way, but hey, I'm just going to go ahead and go to a regular allopathic OBGYN. Went to the OBGYN. I went to another non-African person. This story gets good. Stay with me, guys. I learned my lesson. So she wasn't the best. I feel like a lot of doctors, I'm not knocking doctors because a lot of them have saved lives and they are saving lives and they serve a purpose. But however, my experience with her, I feel like she misdiagnosed me and she didn't really, you know, look into what the issue was. She just was like, she put me on the ultrasound and she looked at my ovaries and she's like, oh, you have PCOS. But with PCOS, unless you take a blood test where they can check your hormone levels, doctors are not supposed to be out here assuming you have PCOS. So she's like, you have PCOS. She's like, I can do this. I can give you a pill that will bring on your period, but it'll stop ovulation. No one wants to stop ovulation. It's like, I wanted my period to come back normally and I wanted to stop this excess bleeding that was happening. So I left a little bummed and disappointed on, you know, how doctors typically do us, especially when you are of an African descent or African. You're not treated right within the medical industry. And I felt like my case was yet again not recommended to go see an endocrinologist. And it's like, hey, I get that you want the money, but why not say, you know what, I'm not too sure, or if you're not comfortable with my diagnosis, I recommend you look into seeing an endocrinologist. Nothing like that was mentioned to me. So I left there a little down. I went to talk to my aunt about it. My aunt was like, no, I don't think you should get on those pills. I don't think that is right. She's like, I want you to be able to have kids one day, and I don't want one issue to cause something else to be greater. And she's right. So I kept searching. I wasn't giving up. One thing about me, I'm super determined, and everything that I ever wanted has come to pass. So I come across a YouTube video, and I watched this lady. She was like, a lot of doctors are misdiagnosing people with PCOS. She's like, go see a specialist. Do not just take your OBGYN's word for it. Go see an endocrinologist who they specialize with the endocrine system and they can actually tell you what's going on. So I said, you know what? I'm going to try. So, hey, I went and I found an endocrinologist. I wanted the best of the best because why not? Yes, he was not of our ethnicity or persuasion. However, I wanted to go and just get a concrete answer on what's going on. He was super nice, super pleasant. You know, I didn't have a bad experience like before with the other doctors. I didn't feel like I was being mistreated because of my race or anything like that. And then he put me on the ultrasound machine and he was telling me, based off of what he saw, he said, no, we can't tell if you have PCOS just by putting you on an ultrasound machine. We have to do a blood test. And he also said, it seems like it shows, the ultrasound is showing that your cervix is fine, everything is intact and fine and healthy. And so I'm just like, well, if I'm on an ultrasound machine and everything looks good, why am I bleeding? I need answers. So he recommended that I get a blood test. At the time, I didn't have insurance, so I didn't follow up with the blood test because paying out of pocket was super expensive. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to find a way. I'm determined. The Lord is going to make a way. Like, you know, Most High got me. So I went on Instagram. This is about like 2015 or 2016. I don't remember the exact year, but it was around that, you know, around that time frame. You guys, so I'm just researching. I don't know how. I don't know what I put in the search bar on Instagram, but I found this brother, right? His name was Wiz Rael at the time. Now he's known as the OG Wiz. If you see this video, Wiz, I love you forever. And I don't even know you like that, but I love you forever. So I'm going through his Instagram feed and I'm seeing that he's selling this tonic. And like I said, at the time, like, I wasn't against natural living or natural remedies or anything like that. Like, I encourage that. Like, I love that. It's just at that time I was still conflicted because I didn't know what was going on. And in a desperate moment, I wanted a solution. But my top solution would be, I would rather a natural remedy, you know? Our body feeds off of the earth. We come from the earth. So why not go with the natural remedies. The earth is here to help heal us, and Mama Earth, she produces amazing food for us in our body. So back to going through his Instagram, I'm seeing this tonic. It was black, and I'm like, a black tonic? I've never seen a black tonic before. What is this? And you know me, I have to read reviews. I need to hear from other people what their experience is like. So at the time, I think he was only a year into his business that he started. I'm not sure, but he was inspired by the late, great Dr. Sebi. And a lot of Dr. Sebi's teachings I follow. I found another brother who was inspired by Dr. Sebi, and I was excited because he always makes mention of Dr. Sebi and paying his respect, you know, giving his flowers to a great man who paved a way for our people to getting healthier when a lot of us weren't even thinking about being healthy using herbal remedies and natural remedies from the earth. So the reviews were amazing. Amazing. You hear me? People were like, you helped me with this tonic, stop my uterine fibroids from growing, they started shrinking, I no longer have PCOS, I no longer have this ailment, this issue. And I'm just like, from a tonic? Okay. So one thing about me, I'll try something once. If I feel convicted in my spirit that it's okay, I'll go ahead and try it. So that's what I did. I went ahead and I ordered the tonic. You know I couldn't do a video without showing you guys. Let's see if it focuses. Come on, baby. Okay, so this is the Blackroot tonic. I took out the fridge. I recently got another one. And so pretty much this has sacred bark, burdock, yellow dock, sarsaparilla, dandelion, elderberry, blue vervain, chaparral. Some of these are Spanish terms: cocoa, meca, quassia, shade grass, urtica, and sea moss. So a lot of these are African herbs, and even if some of them are found in South America, but we do know a lot of our African people are in South America, and herbs come from the earth. Herbs come from the Most High. So there's nothing wrong with taking herbs, especially if they're, you know, in different regions. And it's all about how you compound those herbs together and if each herb that you're using complements. This saved me. This helped with my iron. My iron, I was low. This is so strong in iron. The sarsaparilla. I mean, everything works synergistically together, but he has some heavy hitters in this thing. You hear me? The Blackroot tonic. So what I do with the Blackroot tonic is sometimes if I had a shot glass, I would take a shot glass full, but I don't have a shot glass right now. I have one of these little measuring things that come with like, they just come on like the multivitamins. I take a liquid multivitamin sometimes too, and this came with it, so I just use this. So what you do is just pour a capful, and mind you, this is super bitter, but the bitter the better. We know that bitter herbs are great for us. They are healing. Yes, all herbs have their purpose, but the bitter herbs, especially if you know a lot of my Caribbean people, African people, you know the bitter herbs that we would get will clean you out. So what I do is I pour a cap. Oops, I put a little bit too much. About this much. Full. Super bitter. So I got this much. And I'm going to take it. Got my water. Make sure you follow it up with 16 ounces of water. It is super bitter. No matter how much or how many times I take this, it still hits your tongue. Like you could feel it working instantly because you start to feel better. So let me cut to the chase. So I've ordered, like, I think my first purchase was 2 bottles of the Blackroot tonic because it's strong and high in iron, and I wanted bioavailable iron for the body. I didn't want synthetic iron. I wanted iron that will actually feed my cells. And so also while on his Instagram page, I saw that he provided black flower capsules. So in the black flower capsules, we have Zamina, Calendula, black catnip, black sage, purslane, black cohosh, amaranth sprout, nettle, blessed thistle, estafate, alacea, sea moss, bladderwrack, dandelion, blue vervain. You guys can Google these definitions, and if some of you are here, you already know. These are some heavy hitters. Come on now. This balances your hormones, loss of libido, anything that you're dealing with, especially for the women. This will help. A lot of women have claimed that they've had fibroids that have disappeared. They have balanced their hormones. Their menopause isn't as bad. These have been a godsend to me. This for the iron and this for the balance of the hormones. I kid you guys not. And I'm not sponsored by this, by the way. And I don't need to be sponsored. I just want to tell the truth, and I want to share this with somebody else. So maybe this could be a blessing to somebody, because you never know what people are going through. 2 days after I started taking those, the bleeding stopped. The bleeding stopped, my friends. And I was just like, wait a minute. What? After all these months of bleeding and going to naturopathic doctors and allopathic doctors, I finally found something that came from the earth, our mother, Mama Earth, from a brother who loves what he does. He's not just trying to produce this to make money. Of course, everybody wants to make a living, but he's doing it because he cares about the people. Like I told you, I don't know the brother. I've only purchased items from him throughout the years because I stand with what he believes in. He wants to help his fellow African people. The brother has put blood, sweat, and tears into his business, and so many black people have raved about his products because the proof is in the products. There's no way that information can be falsified. When you're genuine and you're real, you have a connection. And when the people know that your spirit is pure and you only want to help your people, they'll connect. My brother is Afro-centered. He is Afri-rooted. I knew that the way he put the passion into his products, the quality of his products, from the time I've ordered the products, they've been the same. May have taken one herb out and replaced it with another one, but I've never gotten any allergic reaction. And I just want to throw this out there. This is totally my experience, okay? You can consult with your doctor, you can consult with your physician, and to make sure that it's okay for you to take it, but this is my experience. This is your Afri-rooted sister's experience, okay? I just want to let you guys know, I'm not trying to push anything on you. The purpose of this is to let you know that when we, as Afri-rooted people, consume foods that are meant for our bodies, it changes the way we heal, the way we are. Consuming foods that are not for an African body will yield sickness, disease, uneasiness, early death. But when we take these herbs, these African herbs for the African people, because like I said, we came from the earth. When we take these herbs and we consume them and we compound them together the correct way and we change our diet, we no longer consume starchy foods or foods that are sick and diseased, aka meats. This helps heal. I'm not pushing plant-based on anybody. I'm just saying, if you want to really heal your body, cleanse it first, detox it. That's what I had to do. Yes, I was vegan or plant-based on and off for years, but I still was sick. There was something that I was still missing. And I'm so thankful that I found this brother and his products, because I was at my wit's end. I didn't know what I was going to do. I didn't understand why this was happening. I was losing it for months because it wasn't natural. And just after 2 days of taking this brother's products, healed me. Not only was it the products, it was my mindset. And that's why I said being Afri-rooted is more than just a physical thing. It has to be mental. I was determined to find something, and my first thought I wanted was something herbal, something natural. And through the journey of highs and lows, I had to learn, like, no, you wanted something natural, you're going to stick to something natural. Because these other avenues I was trying wasn't cutting it. These other avenues were not meant for my healing. We have to feed our bodies what they crave and desire. As African people, we cannot consume what other people consume. We are the originators. We are the creators. We come from the earth, so we need things from the earth to heal. How can us, as the original healers, heal when we're sick? My people, we have to take our health in our hands. And this is the right step. By linking up with other African brothers and sisters and descendants who are trying to heal the community, honestly, use our discernment and support each other. So, brothers and sisters, what I want you to continue to do is strive for Africa. Not only physically, but mentally, and what you consume. What you eat has to generate life for the African body. Because what you eat is who you are. And that is the truth. Certain foods you eat can throw your body off. And certain foods you eat can energize you and give you life and heal you. And as African people, we have to be in the right space. The right mind space to heal our insides and to heal externally as well, and heal our spirits as well. All of that works hand in hand. What you eat heals your mind, your body, and your soul. And we will be in the right mindset when we return back to the continent. We don't want to take a lot of our traumas and a lot of our unhealthy habits back home. We're breaking those cycles. We're breaking those curses. We're breaking those bonds. We are healing. We were the first healers. We've lost that, but now we are finding it. And I am so thankful that a lot of my African brothers in the community are going around and healing their brothers and sisters, seeing that they're sick, seeing that they're down and out, nearly dying. Some are dying, and we've lost a lot. It's time to get back to who we are. It's time to take our health seriously. It's time to feed our spirit, our mental. It's time to get Afri-rooted minded, and it starts from within, my brothers and sisters. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you guys have learned a lot. I hope I've impacted you in some way. And please continue to stay Afri-rooted. Until next time, bless.